So we are going to be brewing a new deck for Danny, basically. This is a card that I can't imagine her not liking for various reasons. Whether it's the fact that it's elves, or the fact that it's green, or the fact that it's white, or the fact that it gains life. So this is going to be a card that she's really going to enjoy. She's already said that if we pull the card, she's going to build the card. I'm pretty sure. So, as you can see, there's not a version in English out yet. They've only done uncommon English. No, it's not. They've only done Japanese? Does it say on here? This language, whether this is Japanese or otherwise. I'm not good at recognizing languages, so I apologize if I'm wrong. But, so just so that we can read what it does, let's look at it here on Scryfall. Trelasarra Moon Dancer. I'm going to say that's how to say it. Costs green and white. It's an elf cleric. And whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Trelasarra Moon Dancer and scry 1. So it is a little bit of card selection. It's a scaling commander, and it's relatively cheap. And it's 2 mana for a 2/2 that scales, right? And offers card advantage. So it really does have, like, it's got kind of a high ceiling. And what it wants to do, which is gain life, is very well done in these colors. You could do tokens, you could do elves, you could do enchantments and gain a decent amount of life, like consistently and everything like that. I will say that the first thing that comes to mind is that this resembles another card, actually. Karlov of the Ghost Council. So I once upon a time ran Karlov as a white-black life-linking zombies deck, and the main thing is that you don't care how much life you're gaining every time you gain life. You are caring more about the quantity of times that you gain life. So if you're getting 1 life every time you do something, like every time a creature hits, every time a creature enters the battlefield, 1 life per transaction is good. That's fine. Because that's going to keep triggering his top ability, which he gets 2+1/+1 counters. So, very similar cards, actually, if you really think about it. Only 2 mana. They're 2/2s when they come in. Trigger on life gain. One is... I mean, so, Karlov of the Ghost Council is a mythic. And... God, I already forgot her name. Trelasarra is an uncommon, right? And I guess I should explain that we are doing uncommoners, right? We are doing uncommon legendary creatures, as we like to do. So, if I ever do finish a video, ever, in my entire life, I will eventually do a script and everything for this one, I think, for the series. Which, how do I get off calling it a series? I'm sorry, I barely drank water, I realized, and I went to start, like, speaking, and my throat was, like, amazingly dry. But I don't know how I call it a series when I haven't even finished one. But regardless. But yeah, so Trelasarra is uncommon, so the fact that it is less powerful is understandable. Karlov's a little bit more of a removal machine, using his counters as fuel, whereas Trelasarra does, again, give us the scrying, which is card selection. I don't like calling scrying card advantage because you're not getting new cards unless you are somehow playing around the top of your deck or worried about what's on top of your deck, or you just, like, if your entire deck is based around drawing cards, and then even still, scrying is card selection, it's not card advantage. So, that's a lot. That's a lot. I just said many things. I don't know why my throat's killing me. I swear to God if I'm getting sick. This is... So I don't actually know this character from the Forgotten Realms, so I'm a little curious about what the, like, Vorthos side of things is. I'm gonna probably have to look it up. If I could do a more Vorthosy build, I probably would. But I don't know what to be looking for. Like Moon Dancer, I imagine if there's a moon god or something, we could try to find a god that relates best, but we can't really do that because I don't know enough about the card. Karlov scares me more with being a removal spell too, additionally. In a bubble, yes. Just Trelasarra scares me a little bit more being a cheap elf that scales. So, like, what is it? Overrun, I think, is the one that it is equal to the power and toughness. So, like, you just poop out some elves in some way that green and white's gonna do. I mean, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah. I mean, if we wanted the right kind of elves with Trelasarra around, we would just put Trelasarra in a Kethis deck, you know, give it the best color for support. You're right. You are 100% correct. But yeah. Of course, also I just want to say, just in case I ever do put these streams on YouTube, just to say that we have our 2 affiliates, TCG Player and Ink Gaming. Links are down below. Ink Gaming does really good custom gaming accessories, so your playmats, your dice bags, your mouse pads. I still have my Praetor Magic mouse pad that I use to this day. And then TCG Player is just good for when you're ordering cards. If you use our links, it doesn't cost you anything more, but it does help us out, you know, financially for the channel. So motivates me to do these videos more that I'm talking about. If I were to, you know, be able to see something come in for it, to almost feel like my time being invested is worth something. That's really bad. It shouldn't have to be like that. But that's another conversation. We're not going to get into this. I'm about to get off on a philosophical conversation about completely different stuff. So you can see normally I have 3 tabs up here. I'll have EDH Rec. I didn't start off with an EDH Rec one because EDH Rec does not have any data for Trelasarra. She was previewed today, earlier in the day, but I am actually really surprised that DeckStats already has her loaded up. So that's kind of cool. But I don't know when EDH Rec does their data like collection. Like, it's not just a constant flow, because that would be crazy. I imagine it's probably sometime overnight that their database is updated. And they never changed their commander of the day. Just so everybody knows. I had to do a random commander for the daily commander tag that I started doing. Right? Yeah. What's going on here? I really hope my internet didn't just like crap out on itself, because everything just got really slow all of a sudden. Oh, that's also... Oh, jeez. Managed to mess this up anyway. Yeah, Trelasarra, no matches found. We have done this before with a few, but we can look at Selesnya, we can look at elves, we can look at life gain as themes, and kind of go off of that. See, look, token, life gain. That is a black card. Top Selesnya commanders, popular themes for Selesnya, black card. I mean, you see, what had happened was, alright, so I'm not saying that some of these commanders aren't potentially going to be really good. Could do an Enchantress theme. There are some enchantments that do life gain type stuff, and it could be very easy to turn Enchantress payoffs into Commander of Random Times. Ah, stop it. I think what would be a good start, at least, for this is somebody on EDH Rec once wrote a series about turning archetypes from other formats into commander formats. And I remember this so vividly because one of the first things that they did when I first started talking to him, damn it, was the, I think, I don't remember if it was modern or what. I don't know if I spelled 10 right. Yeah. So they did the Soul Sisters thing as a commander deck. And I think this would be a good place to start because each of those triggers is an instance of gaining life. And each of these triggers are then going to trigger Trelasarra. So like, let's say there's 3 Soul Sisters, just random number. 1 creature enters the battlefield and boop, boop, boop. Trelasarra goes from a 2/2 to a 5/5. Trelasarra entering the battlefield will then trigger these 3, right? And most of these, I forget what the other 2 are. I'm going to have to probably find it through here. Which we could probably go back up to themes. And go into this Black Life game. And probably find them through there. Okay. And I'm sure once this loads a little bit more, there we go. Yeah, so Soul Warden, okay, and I want to say there's like 1 or 2 other ones, but that's kind of like this kind of stuff is what we are trying to. Essence Warden. Is there not another one? Suture Priest, right? Isn't that one? Spike Feeder. I like the idea of the Abzan +1/+1 counter things give you a thing. Flying Lifelink. I think the other white one is First Strike, and then the green one gives Trample. And I think a green one gives Reach, so those might be really good, because again, we're just going to have those kind of things. There's the Trample one. I cannot remember what the other ones are. Oh, there's Suture Priest right there. It's all the way up here. I'm seeing a lot of like smaller creatures, so like Mentor of the Meek seems like it would be really good. I don't know if like Aetherflux Reservoir is a good finisher because you're not gaining, again, lots of life. You may want to you may not always get to like a healthy like 60, right? Because when you pay the 50 life, you don't want to have like 2 life left over. You want to have a good buffer where you think you're going to survive. So do you want to risk, you know, not having over 50 and playing a card that might essentially just make you a big target? The truth. Alright, so let's... Whenever... Alright, so... Commander, green, white. Whenever creature enters battlefield, gain life. Whenever creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So that's another good one. I'm looking for cheaper ones. So, or yeah, champion. Authority of the Council is good because I like the stuff enters the battlefield tapped. I really like that actually. Healer of the Pride for a more expensive one. So basically, that's like a lot of what we're gonna. Isn't this like not really a card? Why would you do this? Arena new player experience cards. Oh my god, they have a set for it. They have a set tag for it. Okay. 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 Ajani's welcome. Authority of the consoles. Authority of the consoles. Essence Warden. Mardu will rebro and just or another warrior. You may exile target creature card from a graveyard. She's a cleric, so she's not a warrior. Seeing lots of clerics. That is a warrior, but I don't think we're gonna have enough warriors where I think that's gonna be good. Cleric tribal. Just saying. Soul's Attendant. A number. Took me like 6 weeks. Soul Warden. I'm not gonna put Anointed Priest in here now because what I am thinking is that we may not be making a lot of tokens. I'm not against the idea of us making a token deck, but as of right now, I am not focused on token things. So there's a very good chance that that's just not going to come into play. So if we transition into token stuff, then yes, we can do that. But as of right now. And of course, after a certain point, like, we want redundancy for this effect because the effect itself isn't on Trelasarra, right? This is just an easy way to do this trigger. But we do not want to get to the point where we are so focused in and have so many of these that we don't have room for other, like, meat and potatoes or payoff cards. Like, obviously, we still need to worry about our card advantage, which I already think of a few cards for that. Mentor of the Meek, the Well of Lost Souls, whatever it is. The one where when you gain life. Well of Lost Dreams. There we go. And just stuff like that. Dawn of Hope. Like, there are ways that we're going to be drawing cards. Anything else, if we have a lot of creatures, like anything that can draw cards off of us casting or having creatures enter the battlefield, stuff like that. So I'm already kind of, and then like green, like ramp, duh, and then green white removal, duh. So like a lot of those things should be obvious. So I have them in mind, but we just don't want to fill up so much of the other slots that we're like, oh, that's all the deck has done now. And like Trelasarra can be huge, but then what? Because no, not warrior. This one says another warrior, so I was just looking to see if anything else was warriors, but it doesn't, so we're not including this one. This is because Mardu was very warrior heavy for Tarkia. That's all. Did I put champion in there? I did. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's Daxos is fine. He's also a really good blocker. Whenever it ends the battlefield, blah blah blah. No. I like Suture Priest as also a way to deal damage, so I think that's going to be a big one. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield. Oh, it's an AFR card. So Suture Priest. Oops. Suture Priest, good one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one. Prosperous. Because, like, we're at 10 cards, and all we've done is put these little life-gaining ones. I like this one because I like this one. Maybe I should say, angels and clerics. We may wind up having other angels. I don't know, but we will most certainly at least be playing clerics. Getting the 47 life doesn't seem all that hard with this deck, and to give the +2/+2 to give the half of an Elish Norn effect essentially seems pretty good. So even if we're not getting a lot of our clerics out, the fact that we can be getting enough life to get us to 47 or higher and just have that bottom effect, I feel like this will be relevant no matter what. So I'm going to put it in. And this is not... Oop. And now that one was not a gain lifey card. So they're looking at a couple other ones, but I think not sure about the Great Henge. Obviously, it's a very powerful card. Trelasarra will get big, so maybe it's worth it. I don't think we're leaning toward elves yet. One elf. Yeah, we've only so far got 2, 3 elves. I mean, it triggers itself, the Wolverine Riders. This is another one where I think we need to like leave it all to the side, and if we start noticing an elf trend, that's when we can kind of be like, oh yeah, do you remember Wolverine Riders? 6 mana, if it survives, I mean, you will gain, if it survives another, like all the way to your turn, you'll gain 4 life and get 4 elves. Might really actually be worth it. I'm not sure. So for the last, like, you gain life-ish effect, I'm actually going to do this Retreat to Kazandu. I know it is not creature entering the battlefield, but you're actually, you know, more likely to have lands every turn than creatures every turn. So, yeah. Alright, so that's all life-gaining stuff. Let's do... I'm aware. Card advantage. Mentor of the Meek seems good so far. Will of Lost Dreams seems really good. I'm not 100% sure about the Dawn. I like Selvala. I like putting Selvala in here. Just in general. Cultivate the top card. Well, no shit. I'll bring it on the boom boom. Alright. Ah, Wall of Reverence. I do like that. Let's really quick, let's put in the Abzan ones. So, the +1/+1 counter Lord effects. So, Abzan, Battle Priest. Just because I think we're going to have kind of a mini Voltron effect. Flying and Lifelink, very relevant. Trample, I think. And I think there's a Reach one. And believe it or not, but I actually really like the idea of that. in the deck, because I feel like a lot of times people will not pay attention to how much their deck can defend against reach, or against flying, essentially. And that is how, like, you kind of get God. There we go. Long shot squad. Okay. Alright, there we go. So we're almost at 20 cards. And we have, actually, not as much card advantage as I would want. Do I have Mark Savala as card advantage? I mean, she's actually kind of right. Whenever a creature you control... Oh! I always thought it was Toski. Like, Toski had to deal damage. Oh, I am not intelligent, is what you're telling me. Gotcha. Oh, excuse me. So this is actually, so just because we were talking about the difference between getting a lot of life in one shot and getting lots of little life, Cradle of Vitality I don't believe is actually good for this deck, because you're not going to pay 2 every time you gain life if you're getting 1 and 2 life multiple times. If you are like doing something with big creatures and they all have lifelink, then yes, the time you gain life you can pay for whatever the biggest one hitting, and you can do that. But for a deck like this, I don't think it's actually going to be that great. Hardened Scales is good, just because it is really good. There was, all the way up here, there was, I don't know if it was a new card. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, distribute up to that many among... Doing what we're told. What was the card? It was green and white. Conglade Mentor, I think. +1, yep. Very mana efficient deck. Okay. Dawn of Hope is the card advantage card. It is. It is, it is, it is. Let's do this really quick. Which I don't even think you really need, honestly. Yeah, so you can still go get the planes. Okay. Being very cost efficient the entire time with this. Cultivate Kadama's Reach. Deck tops out at 4 mana. Paying 5 mana for a card? Absolutely not. I would never. Probably go down here for some more of the ramp. Yeah, fumigate. So here's another thing, right? Like fumigate, destroy all creatures, you gain 1 life for each creature destroyed this way. Unless you are making a lot of creatures, this doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Like, sure, it's on theme because it gains you life, but your whole deck is centered to gaining life. So you're paying 1 extra mana to maybe gain some more life. It's not going to trigger your commander because your commander is going to be destroyed. So I almost think, like, I would honestly rather just do, like, Wrath of God and Day of Judgment instead of Day of Judgment in this. Or no. This is a upsided Day of Judgment because it doesn't have the can't be regenerated thing. So I would actually do that. I would do Day of Judgment over Fumigate for this deck because it doesn't matter unless you're somehow making your commander indestructible like consistently. But and that's not to say that like you can't ever do that, but same thing with this, like is equal to the number of creatures you control. Are you making that many creatures? If you're not, why does it matter? I don't know. I guess I'm not trying to complain, but like you gotta think, don't put things in your deck just because they say gain life. Which this is I should also remember that this is not a page for Trelasarra. That's something I should remember because I'm thinking about it that way, and that's not necessarily true. Rishkar's expertise, great. Because there will be obviously life gain decks that are relying on lots of creatures entering the battlefield. I gotta remember that I'm not looking at that, like, I'm not looking at a specific commander's page. Hey. What therapy say? I'm wondering if you put the Great Henge in there just for the sake of the card advantage? I like both of these for ways to get your commander damage through. I feel like you are almost always going to be getting... Oh, and Shadow Spear. Yeah, let's do all three. Panharmonicon might really work in here too. Because it won't trigger anything in additional... Oh no, it does trigger an additional time. Never mind, so all of our little Soul Sisters are going to trigger again. What was I thinking of? I think I was thinking of like Alamerit's Archive. That wouldn't trigger Trelasarra again because the life gain is just doubled. Never mind though. I am a dumb. So let's do Behemoth Sledge. Loxodon Warhammer. Shadow Spear. It's all lifelink and trample. Very good. I like it. I like Oketra's Monument for the deck actually because we do have so many of the Soul Sisters and that token is going to trigger like stuff. We can kind of call it ramp even though it's not ramp as far as our commander is considered. Alright. Need more life gaining stuff. Like, we're gonna have ramp stuff. I'm not super worried about that. Guardian Project, yeah. Beast Whisper. There we go. There we go. You used to call me baby, now me by name. Leave me in my own damn game. Pushing and pulling away, pulling away. Giving you take, giving you take. A group primal hunter. Even if you like immediately -3 group and you lose him because obviously he's gonna lose all of his loyalty, 5 mana to draw potentially a lot of cards in a deck like this is actually not that bad. Yeah, I already considered Primal Talisman for ramp, I just haven't put it in there yet. No, pristine. Pristine. Wow. Right, no worky. I feel like because of our curve being so low, we don't need hyper amounts of ramp, but we do want more card advantage because we're going to run out of things to play. Greater Good won't work for this deck because most of our things are going to be tiny. Noble Purpose might really work because then you can give lifelink plus. Like, it's lifelink plus. Alright. So, Commander, green, white. Draw. Now let's down just a little bit. 508 cards. You want me, say you want me. Nah, you're not. Skull Clamp, again, we're not making a lot of tokens, so I don't like that one. Return of the Wild Speaker, yeah, that's a good one. We'll call it a card. Return of the even though it can actually be used as kind of like an overrun-ish effect. Again, I don't think we're having enough elves. I don't think we're going to go wide enough. It's actually, like, green cares so much about big stuff that you gotta, like, actually gotta pay attention. Gotta worry about that. I think Colossal Majesty will work because I don't see many times where you will not have a big enough Trelasarra. So we'll do that one. Okay. 41 cards. So we have 21 cards left. Alchemist Archive I am considering. Really considering, actually. I saw it before. I'm still considering the Great Henge. Yeah, we're gonna do the Great Henge as a ramp card, though. I won't say. I feel like you're consistently gonna get the ramp, and then the card advantage is not that it's impossible, but it's less consistent. This is literally every turn you get 2 green mana. Not every turn are you necessarily going to cast a creature. We do have Well of Lost Dreams. That was... Or do we? Yes, we do. Okay. I know I talked about it briefly at the beginning, and I just wanted to make sure that I actually did the type. Let's do Archive, I guess. Because it works well with the little bits of life gain. Alham. In her eyes and cold to the bone, she opened her eyes and saw she was alone. Oh Much I tried, so time, what she done. Key to the City. Key to the City is not necessarily going to be card advantage, but it's a cheap way to get unblockable on our commander. And then, speaking of which, I think there's a couple of things that are targeting Trelasarra, so I don't want to put in Lightning Greaves because I don't want to get into that awkward stance of like, oh hey, you know, you need to move the boots off, which moves its protection. How you survive? Life of denial. Another face in the darkness of fire. I'm still debating Toski. Keeper Fables is interesting. Tome of Legends, that's a good one. I like that one because you're going to want to attack. And you have such a cheap commander that there's a good chance that you'll be able to play it a lot. I like that one. I likes that one. You could, however, you... That actually might be it for now. A ramp is actually lacking, so we should probably focus more on that. Fertilid. I liked Fertilid. I mean, honestly, like, creature-based ramp in this deck is fine with all the Soul Sisters. So, like... Through the clouds, don't know how much time has passed. Oh, but it feels like forever. Sitting all alone inside your head. That is the question. When I forget, you don't expect an easy answer. Something like a soul becomes initialized. You can't expect these better folks, so while you're outside, observing what you see, remember what you're staring at is me. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Inside your head, which is real. So much the question. An epidemic of the mannequins, contaminating everything we thought came from the heart. We never did right from the start. Just listen to the noises. I think let's look at, that's better. We just put like what, 4 cards in? They're even. That's something. Alright. Interaction. So, whoop. Beast Within, generous gift, pass to exile, plowshares, return to dust. Brain no worky. God damn it. The board wipe, that's module. As soon as I see it, I'm austere command. I knew it started with an A. I was thinking like ascended something, and I'm like, no. Like, why would a board wipe say ascended anything? You know what I'm saying? Sitting alone inside your head. I do want to do the Overwhelming Stampede as a deck closer. Right, because that one is equal to the greatest power. Okay. I feel like that is actually going to close out games. The stars. Wrath of God. Four more cards. We have 4 more cards to put into the deck. This actually went by really fast. Holy crap, we are not even at an hour yet. We could do a couple of other cards. Let's blow the budget out, right? Actually, this isn't even true anymore. Thank you. Defense protection. I do like a Chrome as well. Two more. Can be anything. We can do Rex Age actually, because it'll trigger again. Reclamation. Sage. You stopped my music, didn't you? You son of a bitch. Why you know? Why you like this? I'm thinking about this Eternal Witness, because you know I love my recursion. You know I like it when I can, you know, bring things back from the dead. I should be in bed, but temptations. But I also like interaction. Night of Autumn. I love that art. I can't help it. Whoop. But I give in so easily. No, thank you. I lost my cap. My cap. My thing that I was chewing on. What will I chew on now? Alright, whatever. Oh, you like the deck name, by the way? Elf Gain Life Hit Hard. Very upfront. Very basic. Alright. Let's look at lands. I have not looked at lands, period, for this. Gavona Township is meh. Gonna be honest with you, it's meh. 4 mana to put a counter on really, like, you care about the one card, right? Like, I will put Rogue's Passage. I've been leaning away from Rogue's Passage, but for this deck, I think it is important to have. I don't think Reliquary Tower is going to be super necessary. Mosswort Bridge, I think, is going to be very good. Or at least going to be useful, because I think it's going to not take much to get a 10 power commander. We will go with our usual Strip Mine, Scavenger Grounds. We fall for that. We'll fall again. We'll fall again. We'll put War Room in there. I'm not super high on War Room, but we were struggling a little bit with card advantage. It's a life gain deck, so paying the life is not going to hurt us at all, and I said so. No, that's it's card advantage. It's not cheap, right? Like it's 4 mana sources to do it, but it's repeatable, you know. Tranquil. Take it. Secluded step. Because I love my... We'll do Ghost Quarter too. More than 1 land to get rid of other lands. Canopy Vista. Oh yeah. Temple Garden. Blue ball. Bountiful Promenade. Bountiful Promenade. Ooh. Yeah. 22 left. I do like Opal Palace for this one. I always forget to put Opal Palace in decks now because it's bugged on MTGO where it doesn't give you the goddamn counters. But in paper, obviously, that's not a problem. From here, you can kind of pick and choose like what else you want to put in as far as like color fixing and stuff. Or lands that... Oh, the pathways. Yes. Cinnamon heard something. She's got like her ears are like... What are you hearing? Huh? Cinnamon, what do you hear? Yeah? You hear something? Those ears are up. What do you hear? Okay, don't make fun of me. You're so pretty. I know. Are you gonna pet me? Pet that Cinnamon. Pet that Cinnamon. She's so good. She's such a good puppy. She's very cute. She's being a very good girl. She's like, alright, let's hit a quick save on that. Let's look at our color distribution. A lot of white, actually, I think. Which makes sense due to life gain stuff. Oh, it's close. I'm just going to split it down the middle. Well, with a bang. 10 and 10. Quick build. I think this... Words. I think this theme, again in these colors, it's just like, it's super easy to do. Regardless of how you're getting the life, regardless of how you're putting the counters on, like, we've already seen it so many times before. And that's not a knock either. Like, that's not criticism. That's just the statement of fact is that we have seen it so much in the past that like the well is, or the archetype is very much like explored. Wow, even with like Temple Garden and the fetch in there, this is cheap. I guess they're not like super expensive right now. Yeah, Windswept Heath is only... Well, I'm only 41. 36, the Great Henge. Wow, really? What do I have the Great Henge in? I thought for a second I said Swiftwood boots were $26. I was like, what the hell kind of boots are people buying? Aria Champion? It's a lot? I know it's from... Maybe it's this version? Jeez. No, there's no way. Is it really just that expensive? Yeah. Wow. Is it like a modern card? Because of like the protection from red and black? Well then. Alright, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna look, we're gonna see what we got. I hate it because we are missing our white. We could essentially play our commander turn 2. We have card advantage in War Room, I guess. So turn 2 you can play your commander, turn 3 you play the authority, turn 4 you put the War Room down and you have a way to draw cards. That's actually... It's not the worst, right? I would still probably do it in that order, right? Turn 1, Evolving Wilds, get a white. Turn 2, put down a forest, get your commander out. Turn 3, I would put out... Actually, maybe the Innkeeper instead? Or the Innkeeper and the Authority, because you'll have 3 mana. Turn 4, you can either play the Abzan Falconer, which will gain you a life, which will give you a 3/3 flying commander, or you can War Room for another card. One or the other. I don't think either are wrong. The Falconer, actually, Falconer lets you be aggressive, I guess. Yeah. I could see an argument to keep this. So, turn 1. Yeah, so turn 1, Forest. You cycle the Thicket. Turn 2, put your commander. Turn 2, you put your commander out. Turn 3... Turn 3, you put the Terramorphic Expanse out and the Soul Warden out, so that you're not losing out completely on value. Turn 4, you are looking to put out either the Falconer or the Savala. Probably the Savala, because I think you'll get more value long term, but the Falconer, again, would not be wrong. This one's bad because you're missing colors. Greedy Keep. Oh, punished. Greedy Keep. Oh, never punished. You can still cast Commander turn 2. Whatever, another angel. Turn 3, you can put out the Valkyrie so that turn 4, you can put out the Centaur, where you would gain 2 life. Make your commander bigger? Never punished. We're never punished. We don't get punished here. You can keep this. It's kind of slow. So, turn 1, you're going to draw this. You're going to cycle a land and get that. Turn 2, you're going to get your commander plus... Ooh. Turn 3, you're going to Kadama's Reach. It's not a bad turn 4. It's not a great turn 4, but it's not a bad turn 4. I mean, turn 5... What do you do? So you don't want to play this. You don't want to play this when your commander is a 2/2. So I think you play this and hope that everybody's going to start playing creatures by this, because we're saying this is turn like 5, right? So yeah, you're going to hope everybody plays a few creatures. So if your commander gets to be a 4/4, I think either one of these are more worth. Especially if you can, let's say your commander's a 4/4 or even a 5/5, right? Everybody plays at least one creature in the round. Put this down, plus it, so that next turn you could try to minus it and keep him, so that you're going to continue to plus him up to get more tokens. Wouldn't say that we were super punished with that one, but we were not helped with that one at all. Alright, this is a decent hand. Windswept Heath to get Temple Garden, to get Essence Warden, right? Plus we drew... Oh, crap. Do you do the Soul Ring instead? Because that would be your first turn, right? I think you do, right? Because then turn 1 you could put the tome down. You could put down the War Room and have enough to play it and like use the ability. Because your commander doesn't have to be out. Damn, that's some early card advantage with that Soul Ring. Jesus. That was just a damn fine starting hand. This is okay. Go get a land with 3 visits. Hope you can get up to Beast Whisper and then cast your commander. Turn 1, play Jean is welcome. Turn 2, 3 visits. Okay. With the 3 visits and that, like, yeah, you're going to be able to turn... turn 3, the Whisperer. Turn 4, your commander. You'll have the Ashanis out, so your commander will trigger that. And then that will... You'll be drawing extra cards and stuff. Yeah. That actually wasn't all that awful anyway. That's sketchy, because there's no green. Alright, turn 1, Greedy Keep. Oh, we would cycle. Oh. Oh, it would have waited a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, deck works good. As we come to expect here. We don't brew bad decks. Come on now. We all know. We all know. But, I did kind of a surprise. I need to fix that so that doesn't keep happening. I did a surprise stream yesterday, just played some Hades. I might start doing more of that. I hate to say that I'm not going to be consistent, but I might not be like super consistent, but my hope is to be consistent twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And then I'm hoping to be unconsistently throwing in extra stuff where I'm just having fun. Whether I like, hey, I'm going to work on a video and I'll throw on a stream and we'll just work on it, you know, together. I still have to do the Killian video. Or play Hades, play... What was the other game I was thinking about trying to play? There's Slay the Spire, I could play that. Just, there's Pokemon mod, or not mods, ROMs. There we go, mods. Pokemon ROMs, stuff like that. I just might start doing stuff more often, whenever I feel like it, whenever I'm up to it. But yeah, just 2 streams a week at least, and then whenever else I feel like putting my face on the screen for y'all to have to deal with. But use the affiliate links down below. Like I said, make sure you're just making sure people know that we're sending them some business so that they can send us some business, I guess, right? And join the Discord. I haven't really been pushing the Discord lately, but I would like to start again. Do I have that? Yeah! But, yeah, we haven't gotten a lot of new people, and server got a little quiet, so, you know, join. Trying to make sure it's inclusive and safe and fun for everybody. Good time, or a good place to talk about Magic, Commander, Minecraft, anything else you want to that's nerd stuff, and yeah, come have a good time with a good group of people. So I'm gonna go. I am very tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I hope y'all get more sleep than I ever do. And yeah, peace. Nope, wait, where's the camera? Where's the camera? Where's the camera? It's over there. Bye.